when this play happened, and I may be the only one at this table who is. You're old enough to remember that?
Absolutely.
I was in college when that happened. The legendary Celtic call is Havlicek stole the ball, but this play is about as impactful as can be because it completely turned that series.
Yeah, and Johnny Most, the great Johnny Most, said Bird stole the ball the same way he said Havlicek stole the ball. It was such an iconic play. And you talk about snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. What a play by Bird. Anticipation on that play and everything to see that coming in the moment. Yeah, that's one of the iconic plays in the 80s.
As the Celtics would beat the Pistons that year, it would not be till the following year that the Pistons finally broke through.
Great Bill Walton.
And got on their way to the NBA Finals. Okay, now let's play a game of fill in the blank here. Basketball very much in the air. Jay Will, I'll start with you. Speaking of those Celtics, fill in the blank. The Celtics championship window is what?
Granny is still open as long as they have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Now, look, I think next year is going to be a gap year for Jason Tatum coming off that Achilles injury, but I don't think anybody can realistically say with the way the East is currently constructed as of right now, we don't know where the Giannis whole destination is going to land. But if you have a healthy Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown, you will be in contention.
Yeah, let's pick that up for a minute there. Sometimes we talk about teams having little iterations of themselves. This specific iteration of the Celtics that had this group around those two, it may be done for them because Tatum will be gone there for the next season and there's enormous financial ramifications of their current salary stuff. But in the long run, do you believe we will see Tatum and Brown back together again on the biggest stage?
For sure. They've won it at the highest level. I think with the way the salary cap is set up, I think you have to move players to give yourself some flexibility to be able to receive players. This is a younger league. Teams are going younger. They have some guys that have really high salaries. 34 and 35 with Drew Holiday, and Porzingis has not been able to stay healthy. So if I'm them, I for sure move those guys. I keep my two catalysts with JT and JB, and we move forward.
Will they be back? Will we see those two guys back in an NBA Finals again together?
No question. No question. Big fan of that tandem, but also Brad Stevens does a great job of identifying the guys that fit the system. I've always talked about system players and the way you build a team. I played for Brad Stevens, really bright coach. I think that they definitely figure out a way to get the same guys, get some other veterans, kind of shed some of that money that they have and get some pieces. I know Al Horford probably will retire this year. Even if he doesn't, I still think they identify the right guys to get around those.
Like what if they do what the Warriors did? Remember, after KD and everything like that, they have like a gap year where you're just bad, but you're okay with it, maybe even get a lottery pick, and then just rebuild and reset 2 years later once you get out of the repeater tax. I mean, they certainly can do that because just like the Warriors had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, you have two players that are generational players that you can build around. So this is not closed, but just maybe for the next year.
Yeah, also, Alan, to piggyback off that, Golden State had a year where Steph was hurt, where Draymond didn't play. You have JT that's not going to be able to play a lot of next year
Brown
at all. And you just have
surgery.
Brown. So you know, that might not be a bad idea to just, scratch a year, move some pieces around and get ready for the following.
Let's talk about that team, actually, then, Markeith. The next one is for you to fill in the blank. Next season, Giannis Antetokounmpo will play for whom?
We talked about this earlier. And, Greeny, I think the way that the playoffs plays out, it will be where the place he will go. You have an OKC team that's just about right there getting over the hump. They have the MVP, they have the pieces. You can blow the whole thing up in Milwaukee and just take a boatload of their pieces that they got from Paul George, or take a boatload of their pieces they've got from all over the NBA and basically start over. And you match up Giannis with SGA and come on, man.
But how about the Warriors?
What's the
fun one? The fun one was the one you gave us in the meeting.
Okay, let's talk about that. I said the Warriors. You have Jonathan Kuminga, who's due for a big payday. You can think back to the Warriors when they had KD, Steph, Klay, and Draymond all on the same team. This is something that's intriguing because you obviously can give Kuminga the max, trade him to Milwaukee, and just move some pieces around that makes it fit.
I mean,
you got to go for it.
That's $50 million in salary you're adding there.
Yeah, but if you give Jonathan Kuminga 35 and put some pieces around that, it sounds way more intriguing.
It feels unfair,
it does.
But if any franchise would do it and pay the money, it seems like Golden State would be there.
They did it with KD. Window too. I think Steph's window is small, right? Like you have to maximize his window, right?
And Giannis needs to go to a situation like that, right? Like he needs to go. Yeah, that's a big market. That's a marquee team. He needs to go to a stage like that. to maximize the rest of his career.
Jay, Will, one quick comment. Giannis to the Warriors. What do you think?
All right, I mean, just think about basketball, right? Like Marcus and Markieff, like from a basketball perspective, like think about how complimentary Steph Curry and Giannis would be together. Somebody that can get rebounds, push it down to position, attack the rim. There's always floor spacing. Those two in pick and rolls, like, come on, man. Like that to me just seems like the most powerful duo that could maybe be in the league. You know, when you think about it, if those two are paired together.
All right, Cindy, can we skip ahead then? Let's skip right to D18 here. Let's dive right into what we wanted to get to here with the Lakers. I was going to ask what they need, and the obvious reality is what the Lakers need is a center. I get that. They also need this man to be in better shape. Let's just say it for what it is, right? There have been pictures that have come out this weekend of Luka Doncic at Real Madrid, and the observation everyone makes is, look how much more fit he appears than he did when last we saw. Alan, why are you laughing? Are you telling me that you don't see what all the rest of us see in these pictures?
First of all, he was wearing black in the first picture. Black is slimming, trust me. The other part of this is that it's, what has it been, 3-4 weeks since he last played?
About that.
How fast is he shedding weight after a season?
Well, you never know.
During a season. I think we're going to focus on this. It's getting ridiculous. We're going to body shame him for a while until he gets right, but I would not overreact to this, guys.
Hey, let's say this. So my fault for cutting you off here. Let's say this. In the offseason, I think people fail to realize you lose weight. You have your chef. There's no traveling. You're not showing up at hotels at 3, 4 in the morning eating a room service. Like you have everything signed to you. He gets to go home. He gets to feel the love a little bit more, right? This has been a turmoil season. I know it might seem like it's easy to keep your weight down during the season, but actually it's a lot harder than what people even think it is.
Alan is in a white shirt there as he's being introduced there, and he looks pretty slim to me.
He's also quite fitted.
He would know better than us all. Yeah.
Look, Mark, I mean, the bottom line of it is that Luka Doncic is one of the most brilliantly talented player that has ever touched a basketball in history. It is not unreasonable to suggest that through much of his career, there has been questions as to whether he is in the ultimate physical condition. His own coach said, we need to be in championship condition. Those were J.J. Redick's words. That feels like a real thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with paying attention to whether or not he's doing it.
Yeah, I think it's a real thing too, Greeny. I mean, like, the noise is loud in L.A. You know, it's been a long season for Luka, you know, getting traded from Dallas. Just the dynamic of the season, playing more minutes, getting injuries, because guys, like Marcus said, you don't know what players deal with during the season. It is a lot easier to be slimmer in the all season because you have that regimen. You have your own chefs. You're not traveling as much. That's a real thing. And yeah, the noise is going to be something because I think Luka has something to prove this year. He's finally wiped away Dallas. He's finally got rid of that. He's back in Madrid. He's back home where he's loved, where he loves to be. And I think that's going to play a big factor in the coming next season. You're going to see a slimmer, faster, better Luka.
But whatever work he's doing, it has to be later in the summer, right? You guys don't end the season. Like, you didn't just start working out the day after the season ended, did you?
Yeah, I didn't.
Maybe
at my age. But at the age when we were 26, we definitely started 2-3 weeks. We didn't take that much time.
Let me get Jay Will in here. Go, Jay.
I just want to say it's May 26th. This is a great start. I don't care how he looks until we get to training camp. Like, I want to see where this is. Get me through June, get me through July, get me through August, get me through September, get me to training camp in October. And if he comes in like that, great. But that's a long period of time. Let's see if these habits are sustainable.
Yeah, no, I think that's important, and it's real. I mean, the bottom line of it is this feels like the question on the screen is something or nothing. The fact that, and again, I'm not standing next to him. I can't vouch for it, but the photos are what the photos are. Is it something or nothing if it looks like maybe he is starting the process of taking this a little bit differently than he has in the past?
I think it's something just because of how big people are making this thing. You know what I mean? So to be seen like that, obviously, you would want to be seen like that than 20 pounds over from where you left. So it's something in that aspect, but in the grand scheme of things, like Jay said, I don't think it's nothing because it's early in the summer.
The reality is it's one thing to be questioned about that stuff. It's another to be questioned about it when you're on the Lakers, right? Everything is just a little bit bigger, whether we like it or not. Hockey tonight, we got Game 4 of the NHL's West Final. Actually, it's tomorrow, on ESPN and ESPN+. Connor McDavid and the Oilers hosting the Stars. They'll drop the puck at 8 Eastern Time. Coming up, a cat buying the Knicks 9 more lives, or